They said walking again would be the hardest part, but I knew it was just the beginning. I'd spent over a decade building my dream, and it was taken away in 1 second. At the end of August 2023, I had a life-changing accident. Previous to this, I'd spent many years racing internationally in UCI races, with 2022 being my best ever year. What will it take to get back there? What would you do if you had to start from scratch? I've been putting off making this video for months and months and months. I mean, it's mid-December now, and I had this idea at the beginning of March this year, so it's been a little while. I want to make this first video tell you what's happened to me, what I did before, and where I'm hoping to go in the future with the racing and these videos. So to put it simply, I had a massive accident. I broke 3 bones in my neck, right at the top, where it could have been extremely dangerous, where luckily it never happened, but I could have been completely quadriplegic. I broke 5 bones in my back, in my upper part of my back, and again, very serious. I could have been paraplegic, not being able to use my legs. And to top it all off, I broke a third of my rib cage and punctured a lung for good measure. The breaks were so bad, the hospital couldn't actually do any surgery on me, and so we had to take the extremely conservative approach and put me on complete bed rest. It sounds like a dream, right? Just being able to lie there for 6 to 8 weeks, when in actual fact it was mental torture. Knowing you weren't allowed to move a centimetre. Luckily I had a fantastic team of doctors and nurses with me to help make sure I was safe every single day. So what does bed rest even mean? I had to lie completely still with my neck brace on for at least 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, depending on how my bones healed. But everything has to be done lay down, so I was eating, drinking, going to the toilet, completely lay down, completely flat, no movement whatsoever. I think the worst part of it was in those first couple of weeks, when the breaks in my back and neck were still unstable, that when I went to sleep, if I tossed or turned in the night, I could wake up and not even feel my legs. So the mental torture of going to bed every night, having to prepare myself for that in the morning was, yeah, completely awful. It was in hospital. I was able to watch a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of the motivational videos there, and that gave me the idea I couldn't just leave cycling there. I had to have a comeback. Even if I gave it my best shot and I knew I was never going to be good enough, I couldn't just leave it at that. And so that's where, in that hospital bed, I hatched the plan to launch this audacious comeback, I think you could call it. I knew from years of previous training data behind me the level I'd have to be at to be even remotely competitive in some of these races, and so that was my standard. But just to give a brief overview, I had a threshold of around 355 watts, which at my weight of 67, 68 kilos was about 5.3 watts per kilo, which isn't the best, but I know that because that wasn't what I was good at. And then as the durations get shorter, I got better. So 3 minutes was 532, 1 minute was 856, and the sprints off the top of my head, because I didn't put them down on the computer here, for 12 seconds the average was about 1400, and my best ever peak was 1632, which again at 67, 68 kilos wasn't too bad. From these numbers, I know what stand I was at to be competitive and how close I need to be in and around that again. Unfortunately, from the bed rest, I'm a lot lighter than when I was racing full time, and that's not a good thing because I lost 4 to 5 kilos of muscle and that's still not being put back on. So what are my goals for next year? Firstly, I just want to complete a race. At the moment in training, I can't do more than 2 hours without having to get off the bike to stretch because my back is in too much pain. From then, I just want to be competitive, even if it's a national B in the UK, which is just one below our national level races. And from there, I may have some UCI races on the horizon, believe it or not. But I'm only going to do those if I can do the duration on the bike and I've got the power and the legs to do it. And also from these videos, I want to bring you along to show you what it's like physically rehabilitating from a life-changing injury. So I'm going to take you with me to the physio, to the gym, on the bike, and show you what I was doing past and present and also in the future. So the next video I'm going to film is how in 9 months I went from 1.5 watts per kilo FTP from where I started to, actually I'll tell you the next video what I got up to in 9 months FTP wise. So hopefully you've made it this far into the video. I can't tell you to watch another video because this is my first one, but subscribe so you can see another one when it comes in the future, or just keep an eye out on my social media channels where I'll probably put a link and ask you to watch it anyway. So here's to the future, more rehabilitation and hopefully some big results to come.